Now, you said you believe. Are these just hypotheses that you've come up with, or where are these beliefs stemming from? Because,
It's
man,
actually
that's pretty deep if you actually came up with that whole
no, no,
correlating
no, 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 not
to the
me. I did
periodic
not.
table.
That's it. The periodic table in each platonic solid has been proven by a Western doctor in the 90s or 80s. And a lot of people were laughing at him when he first talked about it, actually. And he talked about it regularly and often, and then he proved it. And they were like, we don't know what to do with this information. Um, but basically, each platonic solid is an element. So the tetrahedron is fire. There's fire, water, earth, air, but it's because we understand more, it's not that dumbed down. It is radioactivity. So anything that's radioactive, the sun's light, radioactive. The sun having explosions that causing the light, radioactive. Certain things on your butane, isobutane, all those things, radioactive. Because they would catch fire easily. But also too, depending on the form, because there's also liquids or water, gases or air, and each one has a platonic solid. I remember the tetrahedron the most because that's fire, and you use that for highlighting a lot, and for angles, for connecting layers, like if that was the curve of someone's head. But basically, I see this in geometry when I do haircuts. I see this when I create extension methods. I see this when I'm drawing things out, and it's carved on the temples in Karnak, Luxor, and it's carved on the pyramids, and it's carved in ancient Native American tunnels. It's carved in like Tibet. It's carved everywhere. I mean, even the sound of the universe expanding, collective consciousness being accessed through meditation. Tibetan monks, I believe it was Tibetan, but monks, there was a specific form of monks that would not only think about all the ways they could die so they could be more grateful about the present, but they would also do the Om. We found out by watching the universe expand and measuring how it is expanding and the amount of that expansion versus its current size, etc. It expanding, we found out via those formulas. When you take those formulas, everything is the same. You can put it on a graph on a calculator and make a graph, and it will be like a line, like a wavelength. You can take that same wavelength, put it on music. Oh, is what the universe is making as it's expanding. So literally Tibetan monks without the science were able to access that before. I mean, meditation, praying, same thing. It's just a manifestation. How is that not you praying? That's literally you praying. Just because you're not praying to God, you might be praying more to yourself and your future self, like to help navigate energy. I think that's the same thing. I mean, obviously, it might be a little bit more narcissistic to pray to yourself, and I don't really recommend that because, but as long as it's not yourself.
But if you're a narcissist, you're not going to pray for yourself because you're already good.
Yeah,
you're already great.
You don't need it.
You don't need it.
Yeah, but yeah, as long as you're not making yourself your higher power, that's like the number one rule in recovery. And that's something I actually debated when it wasn't a debate. When I was staying at Orange County Rescue Mission, there was a presenter, and he was just like, God is just God. He's not your version of God. And I'm like, well, actually, last time I checked, when I go to recovery, it's God of your understanding. And I was told it could be Madonna. I mean, you are totally allowed to have your beliefs. I believe in God, and I use the terms like Jesus, etc., because that's my understanding. That's my definitions. That's my experience. But I'm not so narcissistic that I am going to take away someone else's experience. Who's to say that someone else's doctor stuff with chakras isn't as valid? Just because it was proven in Eastern medicine doesn't mean it's not right. And each platonic solid is a color. I believe the tetrahedron isn't just fire or radioactivity, or it's also red or orange. And then water is blue, solids is earth and green, and it's the cube. And all points, same size, all 90 degrees, I think. Is this 45 or 90? This is 90. So all 90 degrees. And then each point is going to be touching inside of the sphere. And yeah. And all platonic solids, they can be proven that way. The color, not so much, but if you think about it, it makes sense that the color would also tie to it.